Hello, Hamid here again. Now, I usually make rants and waves about political issues, but I've made one about football, and because I show somebody's bottom or somebody's face or something, it's got banned and blocked, which is no surprise to me. Believe you me, eBay and PayPal and YouTube, they'll block you for bloody shitting out your arse. Anyway, here we go. I don't want a bloody rant. So I'm showing you a picture of my table in my lounge. Well, I won't show you the television because that'll probably get us banned. Okay, right, that's a Jaguar XJS from 1982 V12 engine, and it makes a table, and it's like what they had on Top Gear many, many years ago. Anyway, that's by the way. Now then, I'm going to start with I'm going to repeat myself, but I can't because my memory's not that good. But I've heard people say that footballers are going to go on strike. Now, I think that is not right, let's say. Not say silly, but not right. Excuse me. And I've heard people say, oh, they pay the £1 billion a week, they shouldn't strike. They are two, that's the dichotomy. They are two different things. They're paid a lot of money, a lot more than me and you will ever see in our lifetimes probably, in a month's pay for them. But that's it. That's the way they go. That's the way the market goes. So you can't knock them for that. You do the same. You get paid. So that's it. But the thing is, you cannot say, "Oh, I'm going to go on strike." You can't do that. These folks are members of the PFA, the Professional Football Association, and that covers people from the Championship, League 1, League 2. Oh, look, there's Pip there. Hello, Pip. We're not going to get copyrighted for seeing you. Oh, she's going for a supper. And are you telling me Mr. John Smith from League 2, who gets £350 a week and a £50 goal bonus, is going to go on strike? Well, I don't think so, and I don't think he should. Because anyway, he won't be able to pay his bloody mortgage. But good old Mr. Wadley, he can say, I'm going on strike, I've had enough of this. Now, that's one side of the argument. And I put it a little bit bluntly, but there you go. But Mr. Wadley and his friends and family at Manchester City are penciled into play if they win everything, you know what I mean? And they possibly can, because they're a very good team. Let's not get on the television, goodness gracious, we'll get blocked and banned again. If they play every game, they will play probably, I don't know, give or take, 82 games. In an extended season if they go to the, World Club Championships in July. And that's a lot of games. I have understanding for that. It is a lot of games. And the top games, aren't it? Most of them. The top. Well, sometimes they play in relegation teams and they can thrash them 3 and 4 or 5-0. But generally, they're top games, Champions League and all the rest of it. So, I say, but the Champions League squad, I think I don't know how many members it is, 24, 25, 26. Is different to the Premier League squad, which I think is, again, 25, 25, 6. I don't know. So, effectively, you've got 2 men for each position. So you can swip and swap and change and what. And that's the game now in this world. In this world of football. Back in the 1978s and 1979s, Liverpool won everything, and they were a good team. And they won everything with like 12 players, I think it was. And that's great, but they didn't play that many games. And that's not a criticism, that's the way it was. So, it can be done, but, not in the games they play now. So, what I would say is, let's just count these games up. So, Manchester City, for argument's sake, have got a European Cup, a Champions League as it is, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, although they entered in a later stage. Then this World Club Championship thing back in July, or next July, sorry, not back. And you know what happens? Hello, Pip's here again, look. You know what happens? The winner gets £100 million. And the clubs I'm not saying it's Pep Guardiola's fault, but because he's got to do what he's told. But the directors and the owners and all the rest of them say £100 million. They rub their hands together. I'll have some of that. However, in the real world, they could say, hold on, our players are exhausted after Premier League, European Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We're having a break so they can have a whole new team to play in this World Cup Championships. But if they do, being fair, they probably won't win it. And they won't win £100 million. So, where is the problem, Mr. Wadley? Excuse me. Where is the problem? I'm moving the video thing now, but there you go. Where is the problem? The problem is with not your manager, but your directors and owners. Go and tell them. Don't go on strike. Goodness gracious me. Just say, look, I'm playing too many games. This is not right. And I hope he wouldn't get his P45 2 days later, but he knows these days. But, having said that, it could go to a lower level, I'm not being disrespectful, to the manager, not a director or owner, and say, look, boss, I'm tired, I need a couple of days off. And I don't know Pep Guardiola, I've never met the bloody man. But he might, he seems a sensible, sensitive guy. So he'd say, well, okay, if you're not up to it, your brain's hurting, your legs are hurting, your chest's hurting, your bottom's hurting, your feet are hurting, whatever. Here, have 2 weeks off, go with your family to holiday for a week, and then relax and take some downtime, recharge your batteries, and here we go again. So, is that not the answer? Striking? Striking's not the answer. Huh? Goodness gracious. They've got enough. Chelsea's got about, 42 players? So they can splash it around. So, I've got a sore throat, my voice is going and I sound like I'm shouting, but... So that's my first point. Don't go on strike. Just go and speak to your manager. Say, look, manager, I feel, I've played 25 games in 36 days. I need a rest. And he'll say, you have, my friend. Physios tell me this and tell me that. You take a week off and we'll put Kevin De Bruyne in your place or whoever it might be. Because, Kovacic is it. That's just Manchester City. And the other thing is, while I'm ranting... folks like Nottingham Forest and Wolverhampton Wanderers and Fulham, they're not in Europe. They're not in the World Cup Championships. They will play Carabao Cup until they get knocked out, most likely. FA Cup, same again. And the Premier League. So, goodness gracious, that's not too many games, is it? It's just the big team, the successful teams who are finished 6th and 7th, like Manchester United, Chelsea, and upwards, and they've earned their place in the European Cup, European games, Conference League and, what do you call it? You know what I mean. So they play the extra games, and that's success for you. And that's why they have a bigger squad and a bigger team and all the rest of it. So I don't get that. It's 7 teams in the Premier League who play more. If you're number 8 in the Premier League, you're not going to play many. What is it? 17, 19, 38 games, is it? And then you've got a few cup games. You might win them, you might lose them. Let's say you win them all. That's how 10 or 12. So you play 50 games. Well, whoopee. You're not going to be that tired, are you, when you've got a squad of 26, 27, 28 in the Premier League and that and all the rest of it. I think the FA Cup, you can have a different squad to the Premier League. So, it's a mix and match. Anyway, that's my rant on going on strike. Don't do it, folks. And then I've got another thing to say. Yellow cards. We've had a yellow card today with Mr. Leandro Trossard. A second yellow card. He got one for pulling somebody back, and he got a second one for kicking the ball away after the referee blew the whistle. And I agree with it. I'm not going to whinge. But sometimes it's like muscle memory with these players. They've been playing professional football for 10, 20, not 20 years, but 10 years, whatever. And they do a bit of time waste and they kick the ball away. But now they're tightening down on it. And I agree with that. However, you're getting yellow cards like throwing confetti at a bloody bar mitzvah and a wedding. So, Why not say, instead of 5 cards gets you a 1-game ban, say 8 cards gets you a 1-game ban? That'd be fair, because we don't want to deprive fans of seeing the best players. And then for, what do you call it? I think it's a 2-game ban if you get 10 yellow cards these days. But say it's 15 yellow cards. That sounds a lot, but you get yellow cards for bloody blowing your nose now, don't you? So, you know, that's my, excuse me, I've got to have a bowel movement. But that's my thing on the yellow cards. Just hang on, I'll be back. I'm going to pause it and I'll be back. Oh, hello, I'm back again. Everything's good and fixed. Anyway, I've finished the bloody thing now. But the other thing, what I was going to say, I didn't mention, but I should have done, Mr. Wadsworth and Manchester City and the top players and the top teams and not even that, but you know, there's like folks like Malta and all those international countries. They have to play internationals, so that is out of the club's hands. But nevertheless, there's still high intensity games that they're playing, and it's it does take its toll. I can accept that. I fully accept that. So you've got to bear that one in mind as well. Now, my last comment/rant is I've been to many football matches over the years. I've watched many on television, and I've been to a lot live. You know, I've been to the game, you know, if you know what I mean. And I've always thought for 10, 20, 30 years, because I've been going to football matches for that long. I'm not an old fart. I'm just over 50. But I've always thought and said, we're being whipped off as goodness gracious, customers, what am I saying? Football fans. Because they give you 2 minutes in extra time after the 90 minutes. Now, it's supposed to be 30 minutes for what do you call it, a goal celebrations. 30 seconds. 30 seconds for a goal, 30 seconds for a substitution, all the rest of it. Add it up the next time you watch a game. Now, they were good on it last year, but I think there's been a bloody backlash, and now we're saying, now they're cutting back again. But you count it out. Look it up. I think it's 30 seconds for a goal, 30 seconds for a sub. I don't know, it's 30 seconds for a sub if you do 2 subs at the same time. I don't know about that, but, you know, and then not to mention the time the ball's out of play and folks are time wasting and literally injury time. So, you know, I think that's not fair on the fans. They pay the money, and then players will say, oh, we're playing enough time, we're playing enough minutes. Well, play to the rules, my friend. That's it. Play into the injury time. And 100-minute game, it should be the norm. You know, you might slap my face and say I'm a silly arse, and you can put it in the comments. But, you know, it really should. Because, you know, folks pay a lot of money to go to a game. And, you know, if, you know, we like to see football played. We don't go to see folks being substituted and folks rolling on the floor with a bloody injury. But anyway, that's by the way. So I'm going to get off now. I've ranted and waved, but I hope I haven't done any copyright issues. There's a Ford, I don't even say the name. There's a Ford car there, look, and a Jaguar engine block, and all the rest of it. So I hope I haven't blocked myself and banned myself again. I've had to do this video twice now. So here we go. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Subscribe if you do, and if you don't, then I don't know. Come on, watch me again, and you might like something I do next time. Anyway, goodbye for now. Ta-ta. Adieu.